Hello, everyone. Happy week 4. I'm just kind of glancing at my screen here periodically with some notes I've taken. So this week's discussion says, after several weeks into the class, what have you learned? What will you carry forward into your life as you consider worldviews, and how does it or will it influence the work you do and how you interact with others? In other words, what have you learned about yourself? I guess... how do I feel about this course? Philosophy is a wonderful context, I think, when not looked at from such a sort of single narrowed perspective. And so our text has been a little bit challenging for me, just in that it feels very Christian heavy. And not that there's a problem with that, but I do think when I think of worldview, I don't like to narrow any one concept or context, because and what I hope to sort of deliver into the world and through my profession, is sort of this idea of acceptance, somewhat neutrality, and that I love that we all come from a different place and have different opinions. And I think that's sort of the beauty and uniqueness of like human nature, right? So I like that, we've been able to touch on a couple of different philosophies. I think in order to enhance our worldview, we need to come at, this sort of dialogue with others, that not one way or one view is end all be all. We are seeing a lot of that very politically, in our current day to day. And I guess it's just kind of hurtful, and it makes me anxious and angry, just because I don't think we all are supposed to agree. I think, even like diplomacy and like all the things that were built into place are taking into account like different people's opinions and different people's views. And so much like religion, much like philosophy, I think it's all the same. I think we should be allowed to have differences in opinion as long as they serve our individual purpose. And hopefully, in the end, whether there's a God or there's not a God, a greater service into the world. Like, we leave this place a better place than what it was before. And so I think it's a very interesting course, given the current world stance right now with everything. But what I want out of a worldview in a better world is just acceptance and awareness and kindness, and coming from a place of good. So I guess I'll say that without going too deep, because again, I think I'm trying to be appropriate, and I just think hate in any form is not okay. I think if someone has a different religion, if someone has a different skin color, if someone has anything that's different than our own, we should not fear it. It should not be something like a plague. We should look to learn from others just as they should, learn from us. Like, there shouldn't be one way that's like, the ultimate way. There shouldn't be one religion that speaks to everyone. I do think that is what I love about a concept of worldview. Like, we come from different parts of the world to offer different things to one another. So one quote I'm just going to use from our text is that, harmony can become discord. Peace degenerates into strife and often death. And so the fall of goodness can result in corruption of a good creation, and that colors everything else in the remainder of the story. And so I think that was just a beautiful sort of realization, right? We talk about the fall in our reading this week, which I think is where we are at in our world. And if we sort of make assessments about others without taking into account others, then we've sort of lost the underlying concept of just being good, whether that's Christian, whether that's Buddhist, whatever it is. And so yeah, just, I guess, be the light is what I would say in my thoughts and goals with Worldview. So I hope you have a good week. We'll talk later. Bye.